everyone. I am Miss Mariani Arvargas, TLE teacher. In this video, I will discuss the lesson 2 of fashion accessories for grade 9 or grade 10 students, selecting tools, materials, and equipment in making fashion accessories. In this manual, we will focus on the production of jewelries such as necklace, earrings, bracelets, rings, and brooches. So first, let's have the content standards, performance standards, and the most essential learning competencies of this topic. So first, let's have the content standards. Content standards. The learner demonstrates the understanding of concepts, theories, and techniques in making fashion accessories. Performance standards. The learner independently demonstrates common competencies in making fashion accessories. Most essential learning competencies. Identify materials, tools, and equipment in making fashion accessories. Let's get started. So once again, lesson 2, selecting materials, tools, and equipment in making fashion accessories. Material selection in product design is part of the design process that determines appropriate materials for designing products by considering related design criteria such as manufacturing processes, availability, environment, cost, and function. So there is an importance of using the right tool for the job because it is designed for a specific purpose. So choosing the correct tool will also decrease the amount of effort required to get a job done right without causing damage to either the equipment or the surface being worked on. At this point, let's discuss the different fashion accessories materials. So we have 9. So let's start. So what are those fashion accessories materials? We have metals, plastics, paper clay, glass, wire, polymer clay, beads, leather, and findings. For the metals includes copper, brass, stainless, wires, and aluminum, as well as alloys. 2. Plastics. Plastics are solid molded pieces of transparent, translucent, or opaque plastic. Plastic can be used to copy ivory, horn, or tortoise, or used on its own merits. 3. Paper clay. It is a non-toxic modeling material that can be sculpted, molded, or shaped, and air dries to a hard finish that can be carved or sanded. 4. Glass. Can be formed or molded into any shape. In its most solid forms, it has also been used for beads. It can be colored by adding metallic salts and can be painted as well. 5. Wire. It is an extruded metal and it is quite versatile in jewelry making because it can hold its shape. It comes in different thicknesses or gauges. The larger the gauge, the smaller the diameter of the wire. However, if you are making earring hooks for a pierced ear, you should use sterling silver or sterling silver coated wire to avoid earlobe infections. Sterling silver wire is available in most craft stores. 6. Polymer clay. It is a polymer polyvinyl chloride, a modeling clay that will harden, thus making firm objects we can use for jewelry making. Other PVC items are white glue, also known as PVC glue. Although this product is called clay, it does not contain clay. In its manufacture, liquid is added to dry particles to create a gel-like substance that has working properties like clay. 7. Beads. Beads vary in types and shapes. Beads are made from a wide range of materials such as gemstones, plastic, glass, wood, stone, and metal. They can also be made from natural materials such as plant seeds, pearls, bone, ivory, and wood. Even glass beads are wide-ranging from lead crystal like Swarovski to pressed glass to lump work to fuse to face. Inexpensive imitations of gemstones are made from colored glass, plastic, or clay. These are different from synthetic stones, which are made by chemists to duplicate real gemstones. 8. Leather. It is a durable and flexible material created by the tanning of animal rawhide and skin, often cattle hide. Lastly, the findings. Findings are the parts used to join jewelry components together to form a completed article. Next are the indigenous materials. So we have 10 indigenous materials to be discussed. So we have TUSKS, tortoise shell, mother of pearl, wood, seeds, paper, coconut shells, jute, hemp, and rattail. So first one is the TUSKS, or teeth of elephants, walruses, and whales. It is where ivory comes from. It is hard, opaque, and creamy white. It can be carved into intricate medallions or figures. Fine line carving of a picture on ivory, known as scrimshaw, was originally done by sailors. Ivory is used for pendants, bracelets, rings, earrings, pins, and beads. It can be decoratively carved or spartanly unadorned. Substitution for these materials are widely used to protect the animal welfare. So there are imitations or synthetic made from plastic or fiber casts. Next, number 2, tortoise shell. It is hard, mottled brown shell of some tortoises and turtles. It is translucent. Tortoise shell is often used as an inlay material. It is also used for rings, bracelets, or earrings. Tortoise has also been combined with silver. Horn comes from the horns of many different animals, often used like tortoise shell or ivory. It is hard and usually translucent, ranging in color from creamy tones to pale, mottled browns. Next, number 3 is the mother of pearl. It is the iridescent whitish coating inside oyster shells. It is often used for studs, buttons, inexpensive jewelry, and carved jewelry. Abalone is the multicolored pearlized lining from shellfish of the same name. 4. Wood. It can be used alone or in combination with metals or other materials. 5. Seeds have been popular, which beads can be made of. 6. Paper, which is normally made from trees, goes through a pulping process and became paper. However, it can be made from many other things as well, such as banana leaves, grasses, and etc. A variety of paper can be used for the paper-based activities, from recycled glossy magazines, newspaper, junk mail, new gift wrap, or colored bond paper. 7. Coconut shells are the common materials used as buttons as well as accessories. It comes from the inner part of the coconut fruit. They are the hard parts of the coconut fruits, which contains the meat or the edible part. 8. Jute is a thick and stiff but makes great plant hangers. 9. Hemp is a scratchy and stiff but gets softer with wear and frequent washings. And lastly, rat tail is really smooth and slippery but makes up into beautiful pieces. At this juncture, we are going to discuss the different tools in making fashion accessories. So let's have the different cutting tools. We have 3. The scissors, cookie, and craft knife. First, scissors are used for cutting paper, fabric, and thread ends. Keep one sharp for cutting fabric and another for paper as cutting paper blunt scissors. So do not use this to cut wire. Number 2, cookie cutters are ideal for cutting shapes out of slabs of polymer clay. And lastly, the craft knife. It is a type of utility knife. It has a small fixed blades or retractable snap-off blades. It is good for cutting thin, lightweight materials with high degree of precision and control. Next are the measuring and sizing tools used in making fashion accessories. So we have 2, the ruler and the measuring tape. So first, ruler. Ruler is used for measurement and for drawing straight lines. Generally, a metal one is better than a plastic. Second one is the measuring tape. It is handy for measuring curved surfaces like your wrist for a bracelet. Alternatively, you can use a piece of string. Next are the pliers. We have 4 different types of pliers used in making fashion accessories. So we have curved chain-nose pliers, chain-nose pliers, crimping pliers, and flash cutters. Curved chain-nose pliers are used to reach into tight places to grip components, close jump rings, bend wire, and stabilize a design while working. The bent tip allows access into difficult areas without blocking your line of vision. Chain-nose pliers are available in both long-nose and short-nose varieties. Short-nose pliers offer more strength and stability, while long-nose pliers give more reach. Crimping pliers are an invaluable tool for stringing beads, as they easily secure crimp tubes to your beading wire. The jaws have 2 notches. When closed, one notch forms an O shape. The other is U-shape. To crimp, first squeeze the crimp tube or bead in the U-shaped notch to lock it into place. Then squeeze the crimp tube in the O notch to further secure and round it. And lastly, the flash cutters. It trim head pins, eye pins, and beading wire, as well as fine wire used in wire working. Flash cutters allow a flat, even cut, even in the tightest of places. Hence the name, making for less filing and clean-up time. The tiny jaws camouflage their incredible accuracy and power. After cutting the end of a piece of metal wire, check out the cutting surfaces and see how one side makes a V shape and the other is flat. For a perfectly flush cut, always keep the waste end of the wire toward the concave side of the cutters. And lastly, the beading and knotting tools. So we have 3. The beading needles, tapestry needles, and the embroidery needles. Beading needles are thin wires with a sharp point at one end and a narrow eye on the other end. Next, Tapestry needles are needles with blunt end and a large eye, which is very useful for beading. And lastly, the embroidery needles have a longer eye to enable easier threading of multiple embroidery threads and thicker yarns. So, that's it. Once again, we discussed the lesson 2 of fashion accessories intended for grade 9 or grade 10 students. I hope you learned something. So once again, I am Miss Mariani R. Vargas, TLE teacher. Thank you so much and happy learning!